Again, they were doing what?
They were in Burger King.
That's because of like West Indian players where like I looked up like until I picked up my shoulder injury, I looked up to Courtney Walsh, and who was the other guy? Curtly Ambrose. They were the vicious bowlers, man. You would never come up
Yeah.
against them.
Yeah.
They were.
There is a documentary. If you guys or anyone watching has not seen it, there is a documentary about how they destroyed an English team with bodyline bouncers and
Yeah.
intimidation. What's it
Those
called?
bouncers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I can't remember.
And like,
Yeah. But I
yeah,
mean, look, this goes for many teams over the years, man. Zimbabwe is one, West Indies is one, right? Like Zimbabwe, I mean, they used to have like Andy Flower, Grant Flower,
Heat streak.
Heat Streak. Like they had a
Yeah.
decent team, I mean,
Yeah.
New Zealand are now coming back it's
They're coming back to it,
a tiny bit, but even the New Zealand side back in the day was like solid.
Yeah. Chris
I
Crane.
just think is that the problem is that I mean we've been discussing it outside of the podcast, right? But you've got the three main teams in the world dominating cricket, right? England,
Well, they're
Australia,
dominating the profits and the broadcasting.
yeah, but I mean
Mainly.
even cricket wise they are, right? So England, Australia, India, and all the money is going obviously to them, right? And they're kind of filtering out money to like the other nations or whatever. They're not getting enough to nurture like players and I guess their training and all of this.
as an example to that point, Afghanistan's home is still India.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
It's still
Yeah.
they
They play their
still
home
do
matches
tours in India. Yeah,
I mean, yeah. Like,
so they're not getting enough to nurture young
that's
players,
the
of
thing.
course.
It's going to be like that for a very long time. At the end of the day, it's just how it is. But yeah, I think, like Sahil said, there's a lot of talent in the West Indian team. Like many teams, even the Pakistani team, man. Like they have a lot of talent, and I don't like to use this word, but they can be quite stupid.
Yeah.
But in the sense of like they're not using their brains at times, right? It's such a talent. Like a lot of these sides.
Yeah, Pakistan team is prime example of that.
All right, lads,
We
this
all know.
is a testament to their talent. Guess Babar Azam's average in T20s.
I actually don't know. Like, I mean, he had a really
It's
good
around 54
Oh,
career average in
What?
T20s. It's
Shit.
ridiculous.
How does he not play IPL? You know what I'm saying? That like it does.
Oh.
that's a whole different
Whoa.
Let's not go down
That's a whole
that rabbit
different-
hole.
Whoa, that's
Yeah,
not fair now.
let's not talk about this.
Let's not go into politics like that.
Yo,
No,
Babar
But it's
Azam's
very
only
true
26.
that Pakistan what?
Babar Azam's only 26, lads.
Is it?
26 years old, yes.
I thought he was
Yeah,
30. or
that.
something
How
like
many
that.
years? Man, yeah, he looks older than me.
His T20 average
How old is
is
he
50,
going?
50 runs. His ODI average is 55. His
I
test
just
average
turned
is
30.
45. And he has played 44 T20, 70. Like, it's not even like a 6-match average. It's like more than 40 games average. Like,
Yeah.
to the point that Sharad made that these
Yeah.
countries are really, really talented, but somehow, due to some problems, they run into trouble. And the documentary that I was talking about was Fire in Babylon.
Shaheen Shah Afridi.
Yeah. But the thing is, you know what? Also, I mean, look, let's take the World Cup as an example of stupidity, right? And not being quite professional in the sense of being a cricketer. And nowadays, you have to be quite fit, and you have to, right? I think England have shown that over, and even India have shown that massively. That fitness is a big factor. Pakistan in the World Cup were at Burger King in a rest stop. I mean, like you can't be doing that as a Christian nation. You know? Like you can't.
Say that again. They were doing what?
They were in Burger King. And no, look,
Are you
I know
kidding me?
you're
Is this
traveling-
serious? I didn't
Dude,
know
they
about
think they think they're a team of Floyd Mayweathers. Eating
I know
Burger
you're
King to
traveling.
keep their weight.
You're traveling and you're on a coach or whatever, and you're going up and down the country. I mean, maybe get a chef. You know, maybe get something, or maybe get something healthy. You know, like you're cricketers. You're not bloody. You're sportsmen. Like,
I think this is the point. We should cut this off.
Why? No,
No, but no, Sahil, it has to be said. I'm sorry, it has to be said.
No, include this
Important.
and cut this off. That's what I'm saying.
Important.
Who's their keeper?
So,
Who's the Pakistan keeper? He got dropped because of his fitness, didn't he? Though,
yeah.
Yeah.
like
Who's-
last year, I think he got dropped from this couple of series because of his fitness as well.
yeah.
But Pakistan has a pretty old team. I mean, like Babar Azam, it says on paper he's 26, okay? But you also have to remember they had Mishbah-ul-huq playing until he was 40 years old.
Mishbah-ul-huq was a really good player though. Like
Yeah,
he was probably fitter than some of them. Young.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
No, 100%.
And
Yeah.
actually, Mishbah-ul-huq was like that was a massive loss for Pakistan. Huge loss.
Dude, Pakistan, for some reason, don't produce leaders. And, like, they have Babar Azam right now. He's an excellent player. I just don't understand why don't they build a team around him?
There's
Like,
a,
you were telling me they can't find another 10 players that could, like,
there's a lot.
basically
No, there's
support
a
what
lot of
Babar's
there's a
doing.
lot of politics involved in Pakistan, and you have to remember that.
Man.
You have to remember that. Like, there's a lot. I mean, they've just been able to go back to the country to play. There's so much politics involved in that country, and then there's corruption. You know,
Yeah, but, like, when you look at
there's
it,
matchfixing.
but then how do you develop these teams? Like, even Ireland, you know, how do we develop our team?
Yeah, but
Where does
Ireland
money-
doesn't have much politics in them. Like
Money.
they don't.
There's money. It's all revolves around money. You have to be real.
But, like, then why do you give, like, there's 12 test playing countries and you're basically, like, leaving Ireland and Afghanistan in
Okay,
the
Shovy,
doghouse?
Shovy, listen to me, right? Let me break it down in terms of England and Ireland. Ireland, the way I mean, remember when I came here and I played cricket for the first time in Ireland, and I was like, "What the hell is this? What is this setup? It's not a good setup in terms of, you know, finding Test match cricketers and
Yeah,
ODI cricketers, and I mean maybe ODI you can get away with, but Test match, oh, no way. You guys don't have like county setups where you're playing 4-day matches and having
But they-
that ability to be like
they're playing 3 days. That's it.
Yeah, but that's
But-
the thing. It's
but-
not. You
But
have to have.
do
a
you
county
think, I
setup.
don't know, I've come here like now, so I don't have much knowledge about this particular subject, but what I would say is, don't you think most Irish cricketers migrate to England to play or Australia to play?
They would.
Isn't that the norm?
Okay, Ed Joyce, look at Ed Joyce. Owen Morgan, English captain, who actually played for Ireland in a World Cup. Now we have upcoming female cricketers, even like Kim Garth, going to Australia. So, like, I mean,
Wait, is
why?
she like gone to Australia to play cricket fully?
Yeah, I think so. She got a contract. So,
That's-
she-
That's like, oh, okay, fair enough.
so you know, and
It's opportunity, isn't it? It's opportunity. If you can play county cricket in England or Australia and be playing 4-day, in Australia
Yeah.
you might even be playing 2-day. Sorry, not 2-day, but like what was it? I think it's like 4-day over like 2 weekends or something, or something like that.
oh yeah.
But if you've got that opportunity to go and then play an actual proper setup, which Ireland doesn't have. Ireland doesn't have, oh, okay, I'm going to play for Pembroke, but I'm going to be playing in the Premier League, and then I'll get called up to play for Dublin. You don't have
Yeah, no.
you don't have that setup, and the problem is
Yeah.
that you don't have enough counties, and you don't have enough teams.
Teams, yeah.
You don't have enough pitches. This is the
Yeah.
big problem, you know.
But do you not think ICC should just like look into it and then obviously try help these countries out? I mean, like, obviously Afghanistan is pretty much in the same boat, but like we are lucky enough to have our own matches in Ireland. Afghanistan
Yeah.
has to play their games in India, you know,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah, but there's a
countries like
there's a-
Zimbabwe has been struggling.
Afghanistan can't play in Afghanistan. There's no chance of that.
That's
Yeah,
the thing.
of
Yeah,
course.
but Ireland can. But that's a good point that Ireland can. So
Yeah, but
ICC can support
problem
Ireland.
is
isn't
that like you don't have a big enough, like, I don't think you have a big enough system already in place.
But the thing is with Ireland cricket, like the only big teams in Ireland are only in Dublin. Like we have to look into that. So like, there's no other teams. If you think of like Waterford, Cork, anything, there isn't any
Well,
teams like
Waterford, I don't think there's even a team in Waterford
there's
anymore,
a
man. I
there's a,
played.
there's a team in Waterford, but like
And
They
then
play Munster Division
the
2.
other thing is that like what was I going to say? It's like you know, they're not going to start filtering out money unless they know that it's going to become big. I don't think there's a big enough interest.
Yeah.
see,
An
like
audience, yeah.
there's like some like the Irish cricketers, they are going into schools and like trying to promote cricket into like youngsters and all that. And I have seen like a lot of kids like taking up interest into it because like they feel like they get more opportunity. Like think of soccer, there's a lot of opportunity in soccer, but it's hard to get into it. So they think it the other way,
Yeah,
like
because
cricket,
we just
there
get
isn't that
English
much
lads to come
opportunity.
and
If I
play for
train
us.
hard to it, like I could get into cricket, all that kind of stuff. But like I don't know. We'll see. Like Ireland are still like on their way. Like they're still emerging as a cricket nation. Also, like probably 5, 6 years, they'll be in a good place. I feel like.
Yeah, but you also, I think the whole system is flawed, man. Like it's so messy. Like, okay, I'll give you an example. I used to play in obviously I used to play in London, and in the Surrey Championship, you could literally, I could play for the ones, the twos, the threes, the fours. Now, if I play 10 matches for the ones, I'd have to stay there. That's how it is. Like you can't then
Okay.
move to another 11, right?
Mm.
However, like there are opportunities to be like, okay, well, I'll play for the twos if they're low on players. Whereas here it's all a starring system. It's all kind of like, it doesn't all make sense, and it's just a bit ridiculous in a way.
Yeah, they need to stop the starring system over here. Like, just that's kind of like pointless for me. I
It's
feel
ridiculous
like.
because then a captain can go, nah, you're not going to play in the twos, or then there might be a twos player who could help out the fours if if their game is dead rubber, right? Which has happened before in the past. I've played in those kind of games.
Yeah.
And you can't strengthen up to help another team lower down. It becomes like
Yeah.
it's all, and that's why you get teams here where it's all segregated. The ones keep to the ones, the twos keep to the twos, the threes keep to the threes, and it's very segregated. And it shouldn't be like that in a club, I think.
Or in a cricketing system at
And,
all.
and that's where you have like the problems of, no, he will never come into the twos, or
Oh yeah.
and
Yeah.
or captains like, no, you can't have our player because
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think like this whole system is flawed, and there's a lot of kind of like,
Well, I don't think it's flawed. I think it's just a bit old. It worked for us when we were getting to the first World Cup in 2007, but in 2020, I think especially now that we're a test playing country, I think we need to rethink our cricketing system completely.
Yeah.